What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the Funky Brain Podcast. My name is Dennis, and this is my Funky Brain. There's a lot going on up here, but everything's pretty great today. Anyway, I wanted to do a quick reminder about Life Mastery School here. It's a series of free videos, tips, and tricks to navigate some of life's questions and problems going on out there, especially in today's turbulent little world. Topics such as addiction recovery, which is obviously big around here, marriage, love and relationship, health and wellness, and my newest one is meditation and mindfulness, where I talk a lot about what is this mindfulness stuff that everybody's talking about and different types of meditations, how to start, where to start. It's a lot of fun. So please tune in. You can head over to dennisberry.com. You'll find the link to Life Mastery School right on my website. But for now, enjoy this highlight reel of the great interview with my good friend from the UK, Mr. John Loxley. Have a beautiful day today.
And what about with the life coaching stuff? How's that going for you?
It's really good. Yeah. Well, when I went to Mexico, my activity dropped because my activity level, because I go pretty hard at like intense everything I do. And so it was kind of a vacation, but I also worked a few days a week while I was there. But it was a month. And then, so it kind of dipped down a little bit. And then I lost a few clients, and then I need to like rebuild back, but it's hard to build up to that level where I was, and it's easy to drop off, and then it's hard to get back up again. So, it's okay, but everything is really great. Life is really good.
What do you find is the kind of typical amount of time that somebody works with you for? Do you think there's a kind of a period of time where they reach a certain place and then they have a break, or?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I mean, it's different for each person. Like I have one guy, he's been 2 years, just like he'll never be without it. And then there's some that, like kind of what we're talking about, they come in with a crisis, they're unaware of how to get through it, and we work through it, and a month later they're done. Yeah. So and then it's everything in between, but it's usually a good 6 months solid. But and I wouldn't recommend less expectations of less than that, because what we're talking about is really the subconscious mind, which was programmed over decades. So it's going to take longer than 3 to 6 months to change those harmful behaviors that went on for, 20, 30, 40 years. And what happens is people get comfortable, whether it's, I've been working with lots of couples, and addiction recovery, those are my two big ones. Even with couples, it's like you have this couple been married for 30 years, they're ready for divorce. And then we come in and start working on each other, on yourself, and things kind of smooth out. And you're like, great. Then they're like, all right, well, we're good. Well, how can you be good in 3 months after 25, 30 years? When you get together, there's the honeymoon period. Everything's great. Sex every day, no problems. Everything's perfect. And then you start getting into, every relationship has it. There's harmful behaviors going on. There's emotional affairs going on when you're talking to other people, and because you're not getting that needs met there. And then that can go on for 20 years, 30 years. And then we talk for 3 months and all that's gone. No, it takes time. So then they'll quit and be like, all right, well, we're good. Everything's great. And then 3 months later, they're right back into, well, we're getting divorced. Yeah. Because you go right back to the old behavior, not because you want to, because that's what our subconscious mind directs us right to it. Yeah. Because that's what it's programmed to do. Just like brushing your teeth. Like you're used to brushing your teeth. But if I tell you to stop brushing your teeth for a month, it's going to suck. You're going to be like, and then one day you're just going to, if you're not working on that, you're just going to automatically go back and brush your teeth because your mind says, I need to brush my teeth.
Yeah. Everything that we do that's habitual, it's very, very difficult to break it, isn't it?
It is. Well, it took years to program. It's like you didn't just stop pooping in your diaper because mom said stop doing that, go poop on the toilet, and you didn't just stop that day. It took like months of training. You had some accidents and like failures, and now you just like you have to go to the bathroom, you go sit on the toilet. It takes time to get programmed to do that, and so it takes time to get programmed to do any behavior, and to undo it takes time. And you learned by doing it every day over and over and over and over again. So it's going to take doing it differently every day over and over and over again for 6 months or a year to really reprogram your thinking.
And that's really difficult for most people to get their heads around, isn't it? Honesty, I think, is the backbone of all recovery for me. you know, and you learn to be rigorously honest with yourself, and that's really hard. That's really difficult.
It really is. And it's amazing how hard it is living a life of pure honesty and integrity. You have to carry on. It's just the awareness and growing your awareness. So first the pain brings us to that awareness, which the gift of desperation, right? So I'm able to see things differently now. And then continuing to grow the awareness. Otherwise you slide back into the old behavior.
Yeah.
And then you end up being dishonest and being dishonest with yourself. That's the worst part. That's what keeps you up at night. That's what keeps you driving in the fast lane, giving people the finger and all that stuff, whatever it is. And it says in the book, we alcoholics are undisciplined. So we're talking about addiction recovery, alcoholism, because that's our world. But we human beings are undisciplined, right? We need direction and guidance. I do. One of the cool things, I can't speak for anybody else. I can't diagnose you. You have to come to your own awarenesses. But left to me, if I'm left to run the show, I just run amok. You know, I'm just going to go eat a pound of cookies and not do the things that are going to help me become successful. So the daily discipline, it says we alcoholics are undisciplined, and I need the discipline of meditation. And like yesterday I was walking around this lake I go to every day, and I sat down at this park, and I sat down on a park bench, and I hit 25-minute meditation. I just went into silence. And lately, the last year or so, I've been doing a lot of humming meditation. So I start with 5 minutes of humming because it sends this vibration through my body, and this such calmness. And then I'll stop, and then I'm just so calm. I sat there for another 20 minutes. And your mind takes you on these journeys. Oh, she's said this, he said this, he's stupid, they don't know what they're talking about, this person, politician, all this place. And you just get recentered. And people really need to get through that to the other side and realize you just stay in the meditation no matter what. It's 20 minutes. 20 minutes. It's it's a TV show. It's less than a TV show. Just sit still, calm down. They say I forget where I heard it, but all of man's misery, man and woman, come from our inability to sit quietly in a room alone.
I love that quote. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Isn't that the best? We always have to be doing something. We have to go make money or go here or talk to this person or do that, have this job, do this, say this. We don't know how to just sit still and be human beings, right? If you could just sit there for 20 minutes, your whole life changes. Your whole outlook on life changes. Your senses are heightened. When I opened my eyes, I could see better. I could hear better. And there was ducks and geese all around me. And I didn't think about any problems, and everything was just better. I want to go back to the primal stuff you were talking about, because we weren't designed to live in this crazy world that we live in. The analogy I use, and I used to do a speech about this, but it's when you go on vacation, and on the last day of vacation, everybody says, oh, it's back to the real world tomorrow. But this isn't the real world. That's the real world. Yeah. That's the real world where we belong. And that's why as soon as we get there, we calm down. There isn't the noise, the sirens, the horns, the pollution, the stuff that's keeping us sick. It's not there. And as soon as we get there, we're in our natural state, our natural environment as human beings, and we calm down immediately. We calm down and we spend 4 days a week or whatever there. And then we come back to this crazy world. As soon as we get here, we tense back up. And then we have to stay here to pay for the mortgage and to pay for the kids and the cars and the stuff, work so hard and get stressed out and in debt up to our eyeballs and eating crap. And we don't know how to handle this world. So we end up on pills, to keep us happy and sane and not stressed out. And then so we can save up some money to go back to the real world. It's a total paradox. And so we need, especially if you're going to live in this world, this crazy world that we've built, which is natural. Billions of people live in the crazy world. But if you really want to be peaceful in the crazy world, it requires the daily meditation. It requires taking care of your body, like eating well, self-care, self-love, self-respect. You practice those things by surrounding yourself with people that make you happy, eating well, drinking lots of water, prayer, meditation, and working on things that make you happy. Then you can thrive in this world, because honestly, this world, the crazy world I'm talking about, which it's really designed for only very few to really succeed at a high level. That's why you hear about the billionaires and the high level 9-figure millionaires and stuff. It's only the 1%. because this world is designed for only that level of success for just a few people. The rest of us are always striving to get there, but we don't really know how. The prayer, meditation, absolutely. The writing, find a fellowship or a coach or somebody. It doesn't have to be me, somebody else who's not emotionally attached to your ship.
Yeah.
From an outside point of view and says, hey, don't drive off that cliff like we were just talking about. Another thing that you can do, and you can start right now, shut off the TV, shut off the marketing. The marketing is the one that's telling you, you need this, you're a failure, you're not good enough. It's putting you in the guilt, the shame, the fear. When you watch that stuff every day, you start to believe it. Marketing works. So when you wake up in the morning and you turn on Facebook and they talk about politics and religion and fear and all the things that are going to put you in that constant state of panic, stress, and fear, and then that's how your day goes. Or when you wake up in the morning and you read something productive to help you detach from all that crap, and you meditate, pray, exercise, eat something that feeds your body rather than makes you sick, drink lots of water, and then go have a day like that. It's your choice. The day will go however you like it to go. Just find something that works for you, helps you calm down, remove the guilt and the shame, the fear. Work with somebody outside of your little bubble that isn't emotionally attached to your stuff, and you're going to have a better day. Try it for a week. See if you could do it. We're so desensitized to everything, the music, the noise, the TV, and people are scared to death to do it. You know, when you're listening to music, and I understand, I love music. I know you do too. And you make music. Like, that's awesome. But
that's my new obsession, actually.
I know. Yeah. And that's awesome. That's really great. It's great to have that passion, but it's like you need time and silence, because when you're listening to music, you might be inspired. You might love what you're listening to, and that's awesome. But you also think about your problems, but there's no space for the solution. Yeah. So you might be listening to the music, singing the song, singing along with the song, feeling okay. And then you're like, oh, but I need to do this. I need to do that. When you're in silence, you still think about your problems, but there's room for the solution. There's room for the answers to come in. Say, oh, I need to do this. I need to do that. Oh, but I don't need to do it right now. Right now I'm here. I'm staying present. But later on I could do this. Oh, I didn't think of that before. You know, when you're listening to music or watching TV or going and doing and running around, there's no space for those answers to come in, for that calmness to come in, that peace of mind. And know that you don't have to live in fear, that you can let go of the past, and you don't have the guilt and the shame associated with whatever's going on in your life because you're not living up to what society thinks you're supposed to live up to. You could just be. So I recommend that if anybody's listening, that, you know, how can I become more peaceful? Turn everything off. Try it for 1 week and just see how you feel. In the first couple of days, you're like, how often you reach for your phone to turn on some social media network. It's all distractions. The music, the TV, turn it off. Learn how to cook something that you like to do. Go for a long walk. You know, do something that we were actually like meant to do that keeps us calm. One of the most common questions I get is, how do I become more successful? I see everybody else getting where they want to be in life, but I'm still stuck. There could be many reasons, but the main reason I find in people being stuck is lack of focus and, of course, accountability. So there are 3 key steps to focused success. Number 1 is intention. Taking action with intention. Intentions should be extremely exciting and reasonable, not umbrella goals. They need to be realistic and achievable. Like if you're making 50 grand a year and you want to make $1 million a year, that's probably not going to happen right away. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just probably not going to happen next year. But what if we can get you to 100 grand next year? That would be double your income. That's awesome, right? And it's a huge achievement. Once we set these goals and we're intentional about the steps to get us there, then we have something concrete to work on. And now that's exciting. And they need to be in writing, not just in your brain. Remember, my brain is my problem. I think all the time, all over the place. I need to write them down and get them concrete. Now that's intention. The second step for focused success is gratitude. Create gratitude statements that are fun and passionate, but truthful. and focused in reality. So if you're making 50 grand a year and you want to make 100 grand, then say, I'm grateful for the work I get to do to keep me living my life so I can get to my goal. I'm grateful for eating well and exercising so I can get to my goal of losing 50 pounds. I'm grateful for my kids, my partner, my house, my pool, my car. Stay in gratitude. There's no better way to stay positive and on track than living in gratitude. Third step for focused success is action, and action steps are everything. Let me repeat that. Action steps are everything. Once we clearly define our goal, our one thing, then we can create specific action steps to take on a regular basis to help get us there. And here's a huge piece. They must be uncomfortable, or we cannot expect change. They cannot be effortless, or there will be no change. Remember, the way that I've been doing things, my work habits, my drinking habits, my eating habits, whatever, they got me stuck here. So I need to do things a little differently than I have been doing, or I probably won't see different results. I mean, think about it. If I could have achieved these things on my own, I probably would have by now. So these goals, they need to be measurable. They need to be put on a timeline. Monday at 10 a.m., I'm doing this. Tuesday at noon, I'm doing this. When I'm working with my clients, we have lots of homework. And when I ask them, when will you have this done? And they say something like, maybe by the end of next week, I say, that's bullshit. Please have that to me by tomorrow morning, tomorrow by dinner at the latest. This is how you get results. The old you without an accountability partner would say, maybe by the end of next week. And then nothing would ever get done. That's how we got stuck here in the first place. Does that make sense? So hopefully some of this rings true with you and you're ready to make drastic changes in your life. If you don't know where to begin, or if you're looking for that push to get you to the next level, please reach out. Give me a call and set up a free session to start radically changing your life forever. The most satisfactory years of your life lie ahead. Life isn't over, it's just starting. I'll talk to you soon. Have a beautiful day today.